Good morning. So we're going to look again today at subtraction using the column method, but we are going to have a look at what we need to do when we need to exchange. So first of all, to refresh your memory, pause the video and have a go at these. So these are the ones that we were doing yesterday. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, let's check your answers. So for the first one, 4,567, take away 321. Your answer should be 4,246. And for your next one, 3,456, take away 124, you should have the answer of 3,332. Check your answers with mine. Well done if you got them right. Okay, so what happens if my bottom number is larger than my top number? So if we just have a look at this calculation here, if we put our place value columns on, we've got our ones column, we've got our tens column, and we've got our hundreds column. Okay, so in this first column, we've got 2, take away 6. So if you've got 2, can you take away 6 from 2? You can't, can you? So instead of turning the calculation round, which is what a lot of people do, and doing 6 take away 2, we need to do something else. So if we look at our place value, so 452, we've got 4 hundreds, we've got 5 tens, which is 50, and we've got 2 ones. Okay, so if we put that into our place value chart, we've got in our hundreds column, which should have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. In our tens column, we should have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in our ones column, we should have 2, 1, 2. Okay, so now we need to take away this 36. So I'm going to put my place value above this number. So we've got 3 is our tens and 6 is our ones. So we've got 3 tens and 6 ones. So if we go to our ones column, we've got 2 in our ones column, but we've got 6 to take away. But we can't take away 6 from when we've only got 2 in our ones column. So what we need to do, we need to exchange. So we need to take 1 from our tens column and give it to our ones column. Okay, but we can't just give it 1 because there are 10 ones in 110. Okay, which means we need to give our ones column 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so because there are 10 lots of 1 in the number 10, we need to give our ones column 10. So now in our ones column, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so because we've got 12 in our ones column now, we can easily take 6 away. So I'm going to cross out 6. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so that's your ones column. So now I'm going to move to my tens column. Okay, so remember you've already got 1 crossed out because you've exchanged and given this one to your ones column. Okay, so we've got four tens to start with now. So I want to take 3 tens away. So I'm going to cross out 3 more. Make sure you don't count this one that's already been crossed out as 1. Okay, make sure you cross out 3 more. Okay, so now I'm going to move to my hundreds column. Well, in 36, I haven't got a hundreds column, therefore I'm going to take nothing away, so that stays the same. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add up what I've got in each of my columns to create my number. So in my hundreds column, I've got 4. In my tens column, I have got 1. And in my ones column, I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So your answer would be 416. Let's do another one together. So I've got 452 minus 343. Okay, so we're taking hundreds away again this time, but don't panic. So put our place value above, so we've got 0, for our ones column. We've got tens and we've got hundreds. Okay, right, so first of all we need to put this number into our place value. So we've got 452. So we've got 4 hundreds, go to our hundreds column, 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. We've got 5 tens, so move to our tens column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yep. And we've got 2 ones, 1, 2, fantastic. Okay, so that is putting our place value correctly. So now I want to locate my ones column in 343. So I've got 3 ones here, but in my ones column I've only got 2. So I can't do 2 take away 3. So I'm going to have to exchange. So exchanging means taking 1 from your tens and giving it to your ones column. Okay, so I'm going to cross my 1 out from my tens because I no longer need it in my tens column because I'm giving it to my ones. Because there are 10 lots of 1 in 10, I need to give my ones column 10. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so now I can take 3 away because in my tens column now, sorry, my ones column now, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I'm going to do 12 take away 3. So I'm going to cross out 3. So I've got 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to move to my tens column. Okay, so in my tens column now, I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4. But remember, we've crossed that out because we've given that 10 to our ones column. So now I want to take 4 tens away. So remember, start from 1. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 tens. Then I'm going to move to my hundreds column. In my hundreds column, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And I want to take 3 away, which I can do. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Okay, I've got no more columns to the left, which means that I've completed my calculation. So now I'm going to add up each of my columns. So in my hundreds column, I've got a 1. In my tens column, I've got nothing, so that goes as a 0. And in my ones column, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So your answer would be 109. Okay, have a go at this one on your own. Let's just double check that our place value is correct first. So we've got 322. So we've got 3 hundreds. 1, 2, 3. Yep. We've got 2 tens. 1, 2. And we've got 2 ones. 1, 2. Fantastic. So what I would like you to do now, I would like you to draw out this place value. And then I would like you to pause the video and have a go at taking 115 away from 322. Remember, you've got your ones column here, your tens, and then your hundreds. Pause the video now, please, and have a go. Okay then, let's have a look. So in our ones column, we've got 2. But over here in our ones column, we've got 5. So we want to take 5 away from 2. But we can't do that. So we need to exchange. So we're going to go to the column directly to the left, which is our tens column. We're going to cross one out because we're going to pinch it from our tens column and give it to our ones. We're going to exchange. So remember, because there's 10 ones in 1, we're going to give 10 ones to the ones column. So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so now we can take 5 away because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in our ones column. So we're going to do 12 take away 5. So I'm going to cross 5 out. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Then you're going to move to your tens column. So in your tens column now, you have only got 1. So if we move to our tens column over here, I want to take away 1. Okay, so I'm going to cross out 1 because remember this one has been given to your ones column, so it doesn't count. Then I'm going to move to my hundreds column. So in my hundreds column, I've got 1, 2, 3. So we have a look up here. I want to take 100 away. So I'm going to cross out 1. And then I'm going to add my columns up because that's my calculation done. So in my hundreds column, I have got 2. In my tens column, I've got nothing, which will go down as a 0. And in my ones column, I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So your answer would be 207. Check your answer. Well done if you got it right. Have another go at this one then. So let's just check our place value because I have a feeling that it's not quite right. So you've got 633. So if we look at our hundreds, we've got 6 hundreds. Go to our hundreds column. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not correct. So I need to put another 2 in there so that I've got 6 hundreds in there. Okay? So if we then move to our tens column here, our tens column will be here. We've got 3 in our tens column. 1, 2, 3. That's correct. And then if we move to our ones column, I need 3 in my ones column, but I've only got 2. So I need to add another 1 to my ones column, like that. Okay, our place value is now correct. Make sure you identify which your place value of this number before you have a go. Pause the video now and have a go at that, please. Okay, so we're going to start with our ones column. So remember to identify your different columns. So you've got your ones column, your tens column, and your hundreds column. Okay, so in our ones column over here, I have 1, 2, 3. I want to take away 5, but I've only got 3, so I can't do that. So I'm going to move to the column directly to my left, and I'm going to exchange 1. Okay, so I'm going to give, how many 1s am I going to give to my 1s column? Remind me. That's right, I'm going to give 10 1s to my 1s column because there are 10 lots of 1 in 10. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now in my ones column, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I want to take 5 away, so I can now do that because 5 is less than 13. So I'm going to cross out 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 because I wanted to minus 5 from my 13. I'm then going to move to my tens column. So in my tens column, I now have 2. 1, 2. So I want to take away 1 10. So I'm going to cross out 1. And then I'm going to move to my hundreds column. So in my hundreds column, I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I want to take away 4 hundreds. So I'm going to cross out 4. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So because I've got no more columns to the left, I don't need to go any further. My calculation is completed. So I'm now going to add my columns up. So in my hundreds column, I am left with 1, 2. I'm going to write a 2 down here. In my tens column, I am left with 1. And in my ones column, I am left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to write an 8 down here in my ones column. So your answer would be 218. Check my answer with yours, see if you got it correct. Well done if you did. Okay, so we're going to have a look then now at putting this into the column method once again. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to identify our columns as always. So we're going to start from the right. We know that that is our ones column. Then the tens follows the ones, and then the hundreds follow the tens, like so. So if we take our ones column, then I've got a 3 and a 7. So I want to do 3 minus 7. Now I know I can't do that because 7 is larger than 3, so I can't take 7 away from 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exchange. So I'm going to cross out my 7. Like we did with our place value, I'm going to take 1 10 away from it and give it to my 1s. Okay, so that would become 13. And my 7 would turn to a 6 because I've taken 1 10 away. Okay, so then you're going to do 13 take away 7. So I would count up for this one. I would put 7 in your head and count up to 13. So put 7 in your head and let's count up to 13. So we've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that answer would be 6. I'm then going to move to my tens column. I want to do 6 take away 5. Now I know I can do that because 6 is larger than 5. So if you put 5 in your head and count up to 6, we've got 5, 6. You've got 1 to get to 6. And then I'm going to move to my hundreds column. So I've got 6 take away nothing. So if you're taking away nothing, it's the same as taking away 0, which means that it stays the same. So your answer would be 616. Okay, so it's exactly the same process as what it was when we did it in our place value. We're just doing it in a column instead of in our place value. So you're taking a 10 away and giving it to your ones column. So then that is 10 add 3, which becomes 13. And then you're taking 1 10 away from your tens column, so your 7 would become 6. Let's have a go at this one together. So let's put our columns in first, identify our columns. So we've got our ones column, we've got our tens column, and we've got our hundreds column. Okay, so first of all then, starting with our ones column, we want to do 4 take away 8. Well, I know that I can't do that because 8 is larger than 4. So what am I going to have to do? I'm going to have to exchange. So I'm going to cross out my 5, which is 5 tens. I'm going to give 1 10 to my 4, which would be 10 plus 4, which is 14. And because I've taken 1 10 away from 5, my 5 would become 4. So then go back to your ones column and do 14 take away 8. So again, I would count up here. I put 8 in your head and count up to 14. So you've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So your answer is 6 in your one column. Then I would move to my tens column. So you've got 4 now here in your tens column. Take away 4. So 4 take away 4 is 0. Then you're going to move to your hundreds column. So you've got 6 take away nothing. So it stays the same. So it would stay as 6. Okay, so again, we've exchanged one of our tens for 10 ones, giving it to our ones column. So it's 10 plus 4, which is 14. We've taken 1 10 away from our tens column, which is 4. Have a look at these for me now then. Have a go at these. So pause the video and have a go. Remember to identify your columns first before you do anything else. Pause the video now and have a go. Okay, let's go through these then. So my columns, I've got my ones column, my tens column, and my hundreds column. If we look at our ones column, I've got 1 take away 8. Well, I know that 8 is larger than 1, so I can't take 8 away from 1. So I'm going to exchange. I'm going to cross my 7 out. I'm going to give 1 10 to my ones column, which turns this 10 into 6 tens. Then I'm going to go back to my ones column. I'm going to do 11 minus 8. So I'm going to put 8 in my head and count up to 11. So 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 3. I'm then going to move to my tens column and I'm going to do 6 take away 5. I know I can do this because 6 is larger than 5. So 6 take away 5 is 1. And in my hundreds column, I'm going to do 6 take away nothing, which would remain 6. I'm then going to move to this one. So I'm going to identify my columns again. So I've got my ones column, my tens column, and my hundreds column. So first of all, I'm going to do 7 take away 8. But I can't do that because 8 is larger than 7, so I'm going to exchange. I'm going to take 1 10 and give it to my ones column, so that would turn to 5 10s. Then I'm going to do 17, because remember that 1 is worth 10, so it's 10 plus 7, which is 17. Take away 8, so I'm going to put 8 in my head and count up to 17. So we've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that's 9. I'm then going to move to my tens column. So I've got 5, take away 4, which is 1. And then I'm going to move to my hundreds column and do 5, take away 4, which is 1 again. So your answer would be 119. Let's have a look at this one then. So we've got our ones column, our tens column, and our hundreds column. So we've got 2, take away 6. So I can't do it because 6 is larger than 2, so I'm going to exchange. So I'm going to give 1 10 to my ones. So remember that 1 is worth 10, so it's 10 plus 2, which is 12. And I'm going to change this 10 into 4 10s. So I've got 12 take away 6 first, which is 6. And then I've got 4 take away 4 in my tens column, which is 0. And then in my hundreds column, I've got 4 take away 3, which is 1. So your answer would be 106. And let's have a look at the last one then. So I've got ones column, tens column, and hundreds column. Okay, so in the ones column then we've got 6 take away 8, which I can't do because 6 is smaller than 8. So I'm going to exchange from my tens column. I'm going to cross that out and make it an 8 because I'm taking 1 away from it. And I'm going to give that 1 to my ones column. So remember, you've got that 1 is worth 10 plus 6 is 16. So 16 take away 8 is 8. And then we've got 8 take away 6, which is 2. And then 9 take away 5. So put 5 in your head, count up to 9. So you've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is 4. So your answer would be 428. Have a look at my answers. Are yours the same? Give them a quick check. Well done. I'll speak to you again soon.